North Korean state television aired pictures of leader Kim Jong-un combing through maps of Guam. The images released show North Korean military officials briefing their leader on plans to fire missiles at Guam to create, quote, enveloping fire. The Los Angeles Times reported the term enveloping fire is less biblical and more technical of a phrase. Quote, Sagyuk Powi is better translated as enveloping strike, meaning the military strategy suggests encircling Guam with firing missiles. However, the term used is still plenty alarming, with Kim threatening strikes around waters surrounding Guam, given further U.S. military intimidation around North Korea. But the question is, will Kim Jong-un strike Guam after all? North Korean Central News Agency reports that he might have taken his foot off the gas pedal for now. RT's Alexey Yaroshevsky reports.
Indeed, the meeting you mentioned there between Kim Jong-un and the military officials in North Korea actually produced a rather interesting and important quote, especially for the times of today. Now, the Central News Agency of North Korea quoted the leader saying that, I quote, "Dear Supreme Leader said today that the Americans' reckless military confrontational behavior has ended up the U.S. trapping themselves with their own hands and are spending pathetic fate by weary minutes and seconds that the dear Supreme Leader will watch such stupid American behavior for a bit longer." The big question, of course, right now is whether this means that Kim Jong-un has abandoned his plan of striking the waters near the island of Guam as a show of force to the United States. But again, fists are flying high, obviously, with the head of the Defense Secretary Mattis talking on Monday in a press gaggle at the Pentagon, saying that the bottom line is that we will defend the country from an attack. Yes. That means for a lot of young troops, they're going to be in a wartime situation. You don't shoot at people in this world, said Mattis. You don't shoot at people in this world unless you want to bear the consequences. End of quote. But one of the most interesting quotes in this whole exchange, fiery exchange between the United States and the countries in the region around North Korea is actually from the South Korean president, who was just elected a short while ago. Speaking in a televised address on Tuesday, President Moon Jae-in said on the military action on the Korean Peninsula without South Korean agreement. Our government, he continued, will do everything it can to prevent the war from breaking out. And if we remember, the President Moon Jae-in actually was elected on the platform of trying to, have South Korea more independent in its decisions from the United States. And let's not forget, there's also China in this whole situation, with the Foreign Ministry of China issuing a statement on Monday that the current situation on the Korean Peninsula is highly complex and sensitive. We hope to see that the relevant sides extinguish fire throughout the words and actions instead of adding fuel amid tensions. We hope to see them improve mutual trust and move toward the goal of preserving peace and stability on the peninsula, as well as realizing the denuclearization of the peninsula. So in a nutshell, China, Beijing is saying here that all sides should cool it off, and the situation should be resolved at the negotiation table rather than, in a military manner. So we'll see how the situation develops, but definitely it's a little less tense than it was last week with the fire and fury comments from the President of the United States.